Now, welcome back to episode number 6, season 6 of this Colo-Colo Takeover. And I was right about Juan Chavez. I gave him a start. I've been giving him starts, and he has definitely been performing. You might have seen it down there. He scored 8 goals in 12 appearances, but just in the league alone, 7 in 8 with 1 player of the match. He has been fantastic. A joy to behold, Juan Chavez. What a player we have on our hands here. He's not pacey by any stretch of the imagination, but he just seems to be there all the time in the right places. Harry Kane-like, I think you would agree. So, if we take a look at some of the transfers that we have brought in throughout the winter, because we have been spending our money, of course we had quite a lot of it, we haven't really been spreading it across. I have spent big on a couple of players. Diego Valencia is the backup option now, because originally I bought him with the understanding of going 2 up top. We might need a better striker. So I stole Catalikas again. We spent quite a lot of money on him. He has fantastic player traits, likes to beat the offside trap, tries first time shots, etc. And I thought, right, we'll bring this guy in and then Juan Chavez can be like their backup. And then throughout the pre-season, Juan Chavez was just unbelievable. And Diego Valencia has been playing games off the bench, and he still scored 1 and got 1 assist and been playing very well. But it didn't exactly go as I thought it would. The main reason why we signed him is he's Chilean as well. So we obviously we filled the non-foreign players role already. So we haven't exactly got any room for anybody else. The other player we've brought in is Ledesma, again another Chilean player. He is going to be back up to Lazaro, and I think the reasoning for this is when we lost Lazaro for those few matches where he tore his hamstring, we struggled big time. We took some heavy defeats, and obviously it cost us in the cup competitions. He has great player traits like gets into opposition area and tries killer balls, places shots. Those type of things in a shadow striker is going to be great, and he doesn't look amazing, and the coaches only rate him as 2-star. But I think what he does have attribute-wise is fantastic for the role that we need him in. So I think he's actually going to be quite good. He's made 1 appearance from starting and 1 appearance off the bench. Nothing to know as of yet, but definitely a welcome signing. And I mentioned obviously the tactic. We've changed it ever so slightly. We're going to go for a diamond. Now originally, of course, we had an extra man in the middle here, which would have been one of the strikers, and this guy was further forward. So it's just really a quick swap those 2 players around, bringing the roaming playmaker into the more deeper role instead of like a ball winner, for instance. I'm using wide midfielders in a very instruction. We're not a lot of instructions involved at all. We're just we're trying to let the players do the job that needs to be done. I quite like diamonds. I've used a lot of diamonds in the past. It seems to have been working quite well. But before we take a look at the results, today's video is sponsored by SPITCH yet again. The SPITCH fantasy football app is sponsoring today's video because I absolutely have been enjoying beating everybody in the community league. Yes, you can join my community league. The link for that is down below in the description. SPITCH are brand new to the market, from the UK and Ireland only, and you have to be 18 or over to take part. Take a little picture to verify your account of your ID. But once you're in, you can win up to £70,000 on a weekly basis. Yes, without even putting a penny in. It is free to play, and yet you can still win money like I have done. SPITCH has all the statistical analysis on the app, so you don't have to leave the app to come back to the app to choose your player. You can do all of that through one app. Once you're there, you can go up against your friends, your family. You can go up against me and my family. My dad is in the league as well, so make sure you come along and join us and take part. You don't have to worry about starting SPITCH at the start of the season. You can just do it on a week-by-week basis. That's the best part of SPITCH. If you miss a week, it doesn't necessarily matter. You can also do other leagues in the world of football, including the Champions League, the Championship, or the Bundesliga. I've had a little go at the Bundesliga and the Champions League, and it is, again, a lot of fun. So what are you waiting for? Head to the link down below in the description. Sign up to SPITCH. You'll be supporting me as a content creator, and then join the community league as well. It's very easy to register. It's very easy to select your team. Even my dad can do it. So I'll see you in there. Yes, so far in the schedule, we can see we have been scoring a lot of goals. In fact, we've only just taken our first defeat in the league, which is a 3-2 loss to Italiano, who of course finished in 2nd place or 3rd place, I think it was, at the end of last season. And that was a 95th minute winner as well from Axel Rios, so not too bad really. We have been scoring for the likes of 5-1 victories against O'Higgins, a 7-2 victory against Española, and we have been finding things quite difficult, in fact, in the Copa Libertadores. A 4-1 loss to River Plate. I mentioned, didn't I, in the last episode, how the Argentinian clubs, I like to think that we're kind of better than now, but when they have Juan Fernando Quintero, he is quite a phenomenal player, isn't he? He scored a hat-trick against us. He doesn't have the physicals, but he's still fairly decent, and we also scored an own goal. But it doesn't matter. We've had a draw against Nacional, we've had a win against Nacional, and a win against Independiente Medellin from Colombia, and a 3-1 win. So in Group H, it does look like this. We are currently sat in 2nd place, in behind River Plate with 2 games to go, that being against River Plate and Medellin. So it could be quite difficult. Another team from Colombia, but this time I don't think they're as good as the one that we have been playing. So I'm going to bring you back and see how we do. Now, a lot of time has passed. In the league, we are absolutely slapping everybody up. We've only taken another loss to Cobresal and a 4-3 loss to them. However, ever since then, it has been green all over the place, and we even beat River Plate 3-1 in that final game from the Copa Libertadores. In fact, no, we had 2 final games in the Copa Libertadores there. A 4-1 victory against the Colombian side. 8-0 there. 8-0. We are absolutely destroying teams right now. It's quite phenomenal, to be honest. Now, the first leg of the Copa Libertadores was played against Sao Paulo. Now, what is quite phenomenal about this match is we played them away and we beat them 4-0, which meant that the second leg we could kind of like ease off and take our foot off the gas. But no, we also won that leg 4-0 as well. So yes, we go into the Copa Libertadores quarterfinal, I think it is now, after demolishing Sao Paulo 8-0 on aggregate. Juan Chavez has been scoring a lot of goals, as well as Akinula. And I think like our left back, Marlon, has been getting like hat-tricks every now and then, which is quite surprising too. This formation just brings the best out of all of the players that we have accumulated in previous seasons. Gonzalez there, massive from him. He has been playing very well and getting better and better, and he got the last one. Let's take a look at Daniel Gonzalez. He's now 24 years of age. We bought him quite a few seasons ago, if you remember rightly, 650k from Santiago Wanderers. He's been amazing for us, easily our best defender. But yes, even in the second leg, a 4-0 victory, and Diego Valencia, because we did take our foot off the gas a little bit, we rested Juan Chavez, he scored a hat-trick as well. Daniel Gonzalez also got one in that game, which made it 4-0 eventually, and of course we go on through to the next leg. But who are we playing? We go up against Fluminense, which is definitely going to be a tricky tie. We are also in the semi-final of the Chilean Cup, which is obviously one of the furthest that we've ever got in this competition. We lost in the final, if you remember rightly, but I think I fancy our chances this year. We have only lost 2 games, we have won the other 15 in the league. Everything is looking fantastic for us so far. We just need this to continue as we look on throughout the rest of the season. The first leg of the semi-final of the Chilean Cup was a 5-1 victory. A fantastic result again, and Diego Valencia getting himself a brace. So he is proving valuable, despite us obviously breaking our transfer budget for him and then deciding that he might not actually be our starting player. So even in Juan Chavez's absence, we are still scoring quite a lot of goals, and Akinula also picks one up too. But in the most impressive fashion, we defeated Fluminense 7-2 in the first leg of the Copa Libertadores, which is looking very good, isn't it? Valencia scored some more goals, and this time he's actually playing up front with Juan Chavez. You're going to see him break the offside trap here and firing a lovely little chip over the goalkeeper, who was in no man's lands there. Balados is still playing for us, and he's still scoring a goal every now and then when he does play from that right-hand side, which is great to see. But our build-up play is absolutely phenomenal. Marlon, the inverted winger, knocks it down there for Valencia. Those inverted wing-backs, of course, are so overpowered when you have the right player there, because they sit up in that sort of like attacking midfield role, and they just add so much to your attack. So you end up having 3 players in behind your 2 strikers, and no matter how many defenders that they have at the back, they just cannot handle it. And you're going to see that there again. Lazaro is the overloading player running through the gap to find an opportunity there to score. But again, like I said, defensively, sometimes we can be quite frail. They did score 2 goals against us, which were right after we were 5-0 up, I think, at this point, maybe even 6, so we only scored 1 after this. So we were 6-0 up, but then we concede 2 goals in the second half. It's not great, is it? It's not great. That's something that we need to be careful with. We might go on and score so many goals, but we don't want to keep conceding silly ones like that. Portillo plays it back to Gaiti there, and Cuevas, when we have played a lot of substitutes, has come on and picked up the 7th to make it 7-2, and we look really comfortable now. We followed that up with our trip to Brazil in a 3-1 victory. So not only did we score 7 at home, but we scored 3 away, meaning that we defeated them 10-3 on aggregate, and we go forward into the semi-final of the Copa Libertadores. Speaking of semi-finals, we won the second leg 2-0, which meant that we won 7-1 on aggregate in the Chilean Cup, meaning we have another cup final to look forward to, and this time, hopefully, we win it. And in that cup final, we come up against Audax Italiano, and it was a very positive result because 3-1 we were victorious after conceding very early on in that second half. In a stalemate after the first half, we needed to put our ideas up. Marlon there, that inverted wing back, what a run that is. A little cheeky dink over the goalkeeper. It's beautiful. It's sexy, sexy football, viewers. You know I like sexy football. Lazaro there picks up the ball, finds Akinula, who plays it underneath the goalkeeper to make it 2-0 quite late on, or 2-1 quite late on, and then he finished it off with a 97th minute penalty. So we lift the cup for the very first time in this takeover. And in the Copa Libertadores, we come up against Atlético Nacional from Colombia in the semi-final. A difficult draw. We know how good the Colombian teams are, but we did defeat them in the first leg, 1-0, Diego Valencia again. Very crucial to how we've been playing he has been. You can see the statistics there. It was quite a close game. They should have scored a goal, really, but a very poor performance from all of their players, including Holman McCormick, who is a phenomenal striker on this game. Look at his physicals. He is a fantastic player, and yet he could not score against us. Defensively, we were absolutely superb. You can see a lot of 7s there, including a 7.4 rating for Cortez in goal. That's not the first time he has had a very high average rating, even on this takeover, has it? Unfortunately, though, in the second leg, we could not keep Holman McCormick quiet. He scored very early on, 2 minutes into the game in the second leg when we went to Colombia, and that is when panic stations started. We did pull one back, though. Marlon, another fantastic run from that inverted wing-back role, plays it across. Diego Valencia, our saviour again, with the equaliser, which put us 2-1 up in cross both legs. But in the 87th minute, Holman McCormick fires it in, which means we go to extra time. We were also down to 10 men. It then went to penalties. How many penalties were scored? It went on for so long. I'll let you just watch and enjoy. Yes, we go through on penalties to the final of the Copa Libertadores, and we go up against Independiente del Valle. What a team this is as well, from Ecuador. Again, like I mentioned before, I did not expect to play these types of teams in the final. They've never actually won a Copa Libertadores. They've won a Sudamericana, but never a Copa Libertadores. We have that in this wonderful kit. Well, the year that this kit was made anyway, in 1991. So, with the top scorer of the competition, Diego Valencia, banging in 10 goals. America de Cali, by the way, they won it last year, remember, when they actually knocked us out. So that's quite phenomenal, to be fair. This is going to be a very interesting final indeed. And it's going to be played tomorrow in a live com. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're sticking around for tomorrow's episode, because the final of the Copa Libertadores will take place. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.